I want to talk to you now about BlackJack Firearms, one of their rifles they made for me personally. And if you want to go to their website, it's bjfirearms.biz, bjfirearms.biz. It's like a restaurant. The main menu is the gun, all the side orders and everything you can think about putting on it. You got accessory rails, you got vertical grips, collapsible stocks. Those are your side dishes. So go to bjfirearms.biz, check out what they have to offer, and look at all the things that you can put on it. But right now I'm going to talk to you about my Saiga rifle, Russia Saiga rifle, and your president said we couldn't have any more of these guns in here. Yep, you voted for him, not me. Just kidding. But anyway, this Saiga rifle, this Russian rifle, it was been converted for me to look like this. And if you look on the video, you're going to look at something that looks like an AK-47. Before, though, it was just a basic rifle. The basic rifle here just had a basic stock. Let me get my notes because I don't want to miss a lick. It had a basic rifle stock on this rifle. It had a basic foregrip where you put your hand in the front. The trigger, instead of it being up front towards the magazine release like on AK-47s, the trigger was set back here where the pistol grip now is rested. It was a longer reach because it was conformed to a rifle. And then it's got the standard 16-inch barrel with the basic cone end to it. It's with a crown so that when the bullet comes out the muzzle, it's got good trajectory, doesn't have any wobble in it whatsoever. So you had a basic rifle. And there's so many different types of conversions you can do. And I go, hey, John, you know, I got this beautiful Russian Saiga rifle, which they're fantastic. Saigas are great quality guns, very accurate. And I said, you know, we need to do something with this. We need to convert it, make it pretty for me. And I said, well, this is what I want. I got the meat and potatoes right here, the Saiga rifle, but I want some side dishes. And I want a collapsible stock. I want the trigger moved forward. I want a quad rail. I want a muzzle brake. I want a vertical grip. So let me show you all these things and describe them as we talk to you, and you can look it on the video later on. The stock to me was very important. The way the rifle stock was originally and the way the sights are on the gun, it made it awkward for me to be able to put my cheek on the comb of the stock and look through the sights and get a good sight picture without kind of putting a crick in my neck. Well, the first part about this stock, and actually what the first thing we need to do, ladies and gentlemen, which I have failed to do, spank me there, is to check to make sure the weapon is not loaded. We're going to take the magazine out of the gun, and the magazine is empty. Weapon's off safe for a second so I can pull the bolt back, nothing in the chamber. Weapon is clear. Safety back on, and I want to put the mag in just for aesthetics. Okay, weapon is clear. Now, we're talking about the stock. I had a hard time sighting through the rear and front sights with the original stock that was on there. So what we did was we put a collapsible stock on it so it would adjust for my basic trigger pull. But the adapter piece is the important part for me. The adapter piece, instead of it sticking straight out from on a horizontal plane, it angled down a little bit to lower the stock so that when I go to put my cheek on the stock, I'm in line with the rear sight and the front sight. As compared to being straight out, it drops down, if you can see that in the video. The next part of it was the trigger was too far back for me. It left this gap in here. First of all, one, I didn't like the way it looked. Secondly, I didn't like the way it felt because it was kind of out of whack for me. With the receiver of this gun, you've got two places where you can put the trigger. The trigger was back here to the rear of the receiver at first, so BlackJack Firearms, they moved it forward and put the pistol grip here. Instead of putting a conversion kit where the pistol grip would be to the rear of the receiver, which causes me to be further away and have a longer grip on the gun. I didn't like that. I wanted the gun more compact. So John and Steve at BlackJack Firearms, they said no problem. They got me adapter pieces, set it all up, changed the grip, put the trigger forward. Beautiful. Love it. Now, if we go forward here, we took off the basic handguard for the Saiga rifle, which wasn't much on there. I wanted more meat on the front end of it. And I wanted a quad rail so that I could attach my lights, lasers, whatever it is I wanted to put on there. But this particular quad rail, I want you to pay attention to this. If you'll notice on an AK-47, you'll see the gas tube, the gas port. This sucker gets hot. And if you put your hand on that after shooting it, it burns. So what I liked was the extension rail on the quad rail. The top rail here extends out over the gas tube. So when I'm touching, if my thumb's on it, it's a barrier for me so I won't burn my hand. So that's one of the things I like. This is a UTG quad rail, pro quad rail for an AK-47. Works great, and I've got my little rail guards on it to cover it so it's not a sharp edge. On this particular gun, I wanted a vertical grip. On an AR, I don't like vertical grips. I like angled foregrips. And let me tell you why. This is just personal opinion. You'll notice the magazine shape on an AK-47. It sweeps forward. And if I had the 30-round mag on it, this is a 20-rounder. If I had a 30-round mag, it'd be right to about there. When I go to put my hand on an angled foregrip, it's going to get in the way. So I kind of need the vertical grip to keep me away from the curvature of the magazine. So that's why I wanted the vertical grip, and that's why I needed the quad rail to put the vertical grip on. The other part here, this is a basic muzzle at the end. They stripped it down, put in a nice muzzle brake for me. And we got not only a great shooting Saiga rifle converted into what looks to be like an AK-47, just doesn't look good. It shoots fantastic. Its balance is great. It's very accurate. It's well made. And BlackJack Firearms can basically take any Saiga rifle that you got, convert it into what you want, or it can take any AK-47 that's already made and give you all sorts of pretty adjustments to it. They can Cerakote it. They can add parts to it, whatever you want. So that gun that's sitting in the safe there, and you think it's getting a little old or outdated because it doesn't have all the modern features, not a problem. Just go to bjfirearms.biz, check out what they got, give them a call, tell them what you have, and I'm sure that they can square you away and get your gun looking pretty. So that's the product spotlight. My Saiga rifle converted into an AK-47. Looks great. Love it.